Hey everyone, thanks for coming tonight. Happy Wednesday to everyone. Hello, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. We are working on block number 4 again. We are still on block 4 of the Splendid Sampler. We're gonna do some more embroidery tonight, and I got some hoops, and we're gonna try it with some hoops tonight. So I'm gonna flip you guys around. Thanks for popping in this evening. Hello, Lisa. Thanks for coming in. Hey there guys, how's it going today? Tonight? I almost said, I was thinking this weekend in my head, but I'm like, no, it's only Wednesday. So thanks for coming in guys, nice seeing you. We are gonna be continuing on block number 4 of the Splendid Sampler. So we're working on the Splendid Sampler sew along. You can go find out more information at thesplendidsampler.com. It's a mystery quilt along. So we get a new block released every Thursday and every Sunday. So new one tomorrow. So we don't know what's coming out, and then we get it and then we sew it here. And we work on it every evening. So we finished 5 already. So we've gone back to 4 because we're not quite done with that. Oh, my mom just joined, guys. So everyone say hi, Mom. Well, if you guys are new here, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we create lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. I'm a fabric designer, and I'm also the author of Sew and Stitch Embroidery. And I'm also one of the designers for the Splendid Sampler, and my day will be March 20th, I believe. So be sure to be here on that day for sure, and we'll be stitching my block. So I'm gonna flip you guys around, and we'll get started. Let me know what you guys are working on tonight. And oh, and I'm here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central, so you can find me crafting, and I encourage you guys to craft along with me. Let me know what you're working on, and we'll get going. All right, I cleaned up around here a little bit today. So I have my nice table back. I took the cutting board off, and I put the sewing machine just off to the side. So now we have our table back basically. So I'm gonna try and clean up every night. That hasn't been happening, but I think that'd be fun. It'd be just better for us, so then we can use the kitchen table again. So here we are, guys. I got my candle back and all that. Yes. So we started doing these little ferns in the back. These little purple little leafy guys, and I thought we'd do more of those tonight and see how far we get. You know, this is something that we could definitely add on to it forever. And I don't want to do that. It's already like a lot. This whole thing feels like a lot to me already, you know, all these stems. So I do want to continue with a couple of these purple guys in the background, but after that I'm not quite sure how much more we'll do. But I don't know. Never know. So let's continue on this. I wanted to do it with the... Yes, nice candle coaster. It's my dad's logo from, he just retired, but this is from, he's a dentist, and that's his logo. Yeah, so I'm really happy with it, I think. We're trying to make this see-through vase, so we kind of implied water, and then we implied like the refraction of the table. You know, like we're seeing the table through the vase, but it's a glass round vase, so we got this funny refracted bright color down here. And then up here it's just glass. So we're having the stems come down, and when they hit the water, they kind of refract in different angles. So that's kind of what we're going for. It's getting to be just, I feel like it's starting to feel heavy and a lot, but I don't know. At this point, I think we're just going to keep going. Oh, and guys, here is that cute scissors that I got off of eBay. Just a really cute embroidery scissors. I just thought the shape was really unique. Just really fun, and it was kind of decorative. It is pretty worn, but I thought I'd bring it out because it has that nice little sloped point on it, so it's easier to snip for embroidery. It's not flat on. I can angle it up a little while I snip. So we'll give it a try tonight. It's a little stiff, and I don't know how sharp it is, but we'll give it a go. Otherwise, I got my good super duper sharp one on standby. So let's try throwing this into a hoop. I'm gonna take the needle off while I do that. Where's my little needle holder? Here we go. Plop that there. All right, so originally I had gotten this 4-inch the see-through is really working. It is? Okay, good. I'm just unsure about it. I just can't see it anymore if it's working or not. So that's good to hear that you think the see-through is kind of working. All right, so I grabbed this 4-inch one because I thought this would work, and it would. I could put in the hoop here and work on this one and then move on to the next, but I think it's just, I don't really want to move it around a whole lot. So instead, I got this other one out. I think this is a 6-inch one, and I think that's going to be perfect. I can put it right here. It will be coming out of the top a little, but we'll hold it enough along the edges, and I can still access everywhere I want to embroider. So I think that's more important to me at this point. And we did all of this without a hoop, so you really don't need a hoop. I just think a hoop helps a little bit so your tension is good across the whole thing. Sometimes it's easy to pull some of your stitches really tight, and having a hoop prevents that a little bit. It's a little tough when we're doing something like this with a block with this little small block. It's much easier if you have a lot of fabric around, and I don't really want to ruin the edges too much of my block either, so I'm going to try and be as gentle as I can. I'm just pulling this a little taut. I don't want to stretch the fabric. I just want it to feel just a hair taut to make it easier for me. Like, it's a little loose here yet, so I'm going to just keep kind of pulling around the edges a little bit more. It's a little tough because, like I said, this hoop is maybe a little big. I can't grab these edges right here. But I think we'll work with it. I think it's fine. So it's a little tighter around. Let's tighten the top. It does make it easier to hold it and to turn and work on the back and then back to the front. If you noticed last night with me doing it without the hoop, I was kind of bunching up all the fabric in my hand and stuff, and this will prevent that a little too. So let's thread our needle again and keep going where we left off. I am stitching these ferns with 2 strands of floss, which is going to make the line weight thinner than what I was using, which is 3 strands of floss. And this stitch right here, for the green, I was doing a stem stitch. And if you look closely, it's almost, there we go, like 2 stitches next to each other. So even though it's 3 strands of embroidery floss, it almost appears to be the thickness of 6 strands, because each stitch has another stitch right next to it. So that's why the purple looks so thin as well, because we're doing a back stitch. So all the stitches are in a row. They're not next to each other. So it still only looks like 2 strands of thread, where these look like 6 strands of thread. And I thought that was nice, because then it'd kind of feel like they're in the background a little bit more. But that's kind of my reasoning with the number of threads I'm using. So we started this one, and I drew, you can kind of see these little blue lines in. Those are kind of my guides for where I want these leaves to be placed. So I'm just doing the stitch all at once here. I can go down and up, and I'll show you that next. So here's my little tacking stitch. I'm leaving the loop a little loose. If I pulled it tighter than this, then it wouldn't have a nice leafy shape to it. It'd look more just like a straight line. And here I can do that here, just so you guys can kind of see the difference. So this time I'm also going down with my needle and then coming up instead of doing it all at once. All right, so here I'm pulling it a bit tighter. So there you can kind of see the 2 sides are closer to each other. It's not like as loopy as these other ones. Oh, I think I might have, oh no, I got it. I thought I grabbed my finger on the back and pulled my thread out. Hello, thanks for popping in. I think this is gonna be my last little loop here. Then the rest of them are gonna look like they're behind flowers. So right here, I'm not going to actually do a real loop. I'm going to just do 2 stitches to make it look like a loop is behind that flower, but in reality, it's just 2 little stitches. I don't know, it feels good to have my candle back out here. I've been just leaving all my supplies here every night, so, you know, and we've been doing these quilt blocks, so it's been my ironing board and the iron and the cutting table, or not the cutting table, the, what are those? The cutting boards, the self-sealing cutting mat, there we go, with the rulers and sewing machine and all that, and so the table was just full of stuff, and we have people that come work here during the day sometimes, and they didn't have anywhere to eat and all that. I'm like, oh man, I gotta give my kitchen table back to the world of the house. So I cleaned it up today. I just kind of moved everything to the side and put away the stuff that didn't need to be out here anymore. And I think I'm gonna try and keep it like that. Because isn't this nice? It's nice having the candle out. It is more relaxing, which is, you know, how it should be during relax and craft time, so I like that. We'll see if we can keep it up. Eventually, I don't want to be in the kitchen here either, because, you know, that's not fair for everyone that wants to use the kitchen. This block of yours should be framed and hung. Well, then I'd have to do a whole nother one for the quilt, which I suppose could be done too. But I don't know. I suppose I have a whole rest of the year to decide that, huh? I do think it looks like some 70s, you know, just side table that has a big ferny leafy thing on it. Like this looks like that crazy that wallpaper that is like the grasses, like the grass wallpaper, and then like some crazy table, and I don't know. Do you know like some of those magazine ads from the 70s where the living room is just overgrown with plants and stuff? Like it should live in that's what this living room, or this plant should live there. That's what I think. A set of Rhoda. Exactly. All right, we're getting a few more leaves in here, and then I'm gonna have to, I think this is my last leaf before I have to switch flosses, because I'm just about out of this one. So, all right, let's do that last little tack here. Or on Port Washington. Port Washington, I don't remember that. So, here we go. I think I might continue and add a few little ferny bits down here too as the stem goes into the water a little bit here. So we'll keep going, but I need the 70. Oh, that 70s show. Was that Port Washington? Where they lived? Or that was on, didn't they live in Port Washington on that TGI Friday show? Not Family Matters. Do you guys remember that show? Step by Step. Step by Step, I think that's what the show is called. In I don't know, early 90s on TGI Friday. I think that took place in Port Washington. In Wisconsin. All right, I do like using the hoop. Step by Step. Oh, do you remember that show? I think it was Step by Step. Who is in it? Who's the, dang it, what's her name? Susan, what's her name? She was had the Thigh Master. Yeah, Suzanne Somersault. That's some good autocorrect. That's cute. Okay, I gotta test the little scissors now. But see how this angle is nice, because I can have this to the angle of the fabric. And yeah, I don't know how good that scissor is. Let's try it again here. Yeah, that scissors is working hard. I wonder if there's a way to sharpen this. Does anyone know of like a place that can sharpen specialty scissors like this? That would be fun, because I would get this sharpened. Denzel Washington? Who else was in that show? There were some other people in that show. Cut some tinfoil. Oh, do you think that'll work? I'll give that a try. That's a good idea. I do that with my, I use tinfoil when I have some hole punches that I punch through tinfoil and to hopefully get that to help. This needs like, oh yeah, so that's what I do it for too on hole punches. This needs quite a bit of work, but I think that'd be worth a try. There's some rust, it looks like, around it here. Oh, you guys can't really see. Oh, there. I suppose you might not be all that interested in my scissors. But I like it. If anything, I'll use it as a prop, but it would be really nice to make it usable again. All right, I'm just splitting my thread here again, and so I have 2 strands to work with. I'm not used to using 2 strands. I usually do 3, so it's a little thinner than I'm used to. Oh, I missed the tip. To sharpen a hole punch, at least, you can make a bunch of punches through tinfoil, and that's supposed to help it get sharper again. So we are going to maybe try that with this scissors too. Just cut the scissors through a bunch of tinfoil. That might help it, is what we're thinking. We'll see, but yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll do some research online of a place that, you can send scissors to get sharpened, like specialty scissors. I'm sure there's a place that does that. Oh, with sandpaper, does that work? Maybe I'll give that a try too. I mean, there's nothing, I can't hurt it really at this point because it's dull already. So I'm going to do an away knot this time. I'll show you guys that again. Now that I'm in the hoop here, the away knot is a little easier for me. And I prefer doing the away knot because I don't like all my knots on the back. And I do have a lot of knots on the back of this one. Oh, aluminum foil, Canadian translation, there you go. Aluminum foil. What did I say here? Did I say tin foil? Aluminum foil. Aluminum foil. I think I usually say aluminum foil. I'm not sure. Tin foil. Is that what I said? Huh. Feels weird in my mouth. All right, so I'm putting a knot on the end and just going away from where I'm working. You said tinfoil, but you're Canadian. Funny. Who knows? So I'm going to put a little flower or a little leaf here. My favorite part of embroidery, the away knot. I kind of am in love with the away knot, and oh man, I'm getting knots in here already. Let's settle it down here. Oh, it's not a knot. The end just doesn't want to play nicely. We're learning languages. All right. So now I got like a little fern in the background here. Now I'm gonna jump down to here and try and add a few. This is gonna be a little difficult because I want it to feel like it's behind. We say pencil crayons instead of colored pencils. Oh geez, that's funny. Yeah, that's different for sure. I'm going to try and get these leaves to feel like they're behind this stem here, but that's going to be a little tricky because I'm going to have to weave underneath this stem. Ideally, I would have stitched this first, but I'm just like winging it as I go, so I wasn't quite sure I was going to do this anyway. So that's where we're at now. But yeah, this will make it a hair tricky, but I think we can do it. I'm gonna go up to about here, but now I gotta go underneath this, and then I think I gotta go actually back underneath it. This is, yeah, I don't know, this might get a little squirrely. Let's see if this works though. Okay, good. Now we're on this side. Now I just need to pull it tight. All right, there. We've woven our way underneath that stem, kind of. That's not something fun, though. I don't want to do too much more of that. So we'll do it one more time. We'll throw one more leaf here, and then I think this guy, he's only gonna have leaves to here. Then the rest is stem. Oh, thanks so much, Vanessa. So after this leaf here, we'll start a new stem a new purple stem. Oh, you did! You finished the squirrel! Oh, cool. How do you like it? Did it turn out all right? That's awesome. Yeah, we haven't been able to work on it at all here because we've been not finishing these blocks. And we get a new block tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow is Thursday, which is a block day, new block day. Here we go. I'm excited to see what the new block is. When you first started, I didn't get it, but it really looks like water. Oh, does it? Okay, good. I don't know. Do you guys feel ever when you're working on something that you just don't have any perspective on it at all? Like you look at it and you aren't sure if it's working or not? I don't know. That's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Like I don't know if I can quite see it. I feel like I need to step up. I'm going to do one more stitch in here so it's starting to go in the vase. Then I'll end it. But yeah, I'm having a hard time kind of, I don't know, seeing it still. Okay, good. All right, good. I'm going to trust you guys. And then I'll have to like step away from it for a week or whatever and then come back to it and see how I feel about it. Wow, yeah, this is not the most pleasant thing to do, trying to stitch underneath stitches that already exist. So that's what I would call poor planning in the order of your embroidery. Typically, if I'm looking at an embroidery, like let's say this is a pattern that, let's say it was all embroidery. So when I would assess this pattern, I would look at it and be like, oh, well, these ferns with all these leaves are behind all these stems. I should make sure to stitch those on first before I stitch these stems, because that's going to be a whole lot easier. So when I'm looking at a pattern, I'll look at things like that. Like, does something overlap something else? If so, let's do that first thing first, and you know, clearly I did not do that here. And it's causing trouble for me now. All right, that's it. That's my last little leaf in there. Let's pick a new stem. I think I'll weave in my end, and I'm not going to weave in my end. I'm just going to weave it into some stitches and then jump to my next thing, I think. What should we do next? I think I might just do this one little bit over here. If you can see, I got a little blue line there. So I have like a little bunch going over here, and then I can decide how many I want over here. Maybe there's two close to each other here. One, you know, this one down the middle, and then maybe a couple more way over here. Still feel like we need another one in the middle, but I think I'm going to do this one right up here now. It's the easiest one for me to get to. I'm just going to weave. Since I have a lot of floss on the needle yet, I'm going to just kind of weave it up the back. So I'm not completely jumping. I'm protecting the jump by putting it behind a bunch of other stitches. All right, let's see where we're at now. Okay, I think I'm going to go up this a little bit more. Okay, so let's start our stitching right here. So again, I think I'm going to do the back stitch to here. When I did this one, I did the back stitch all the way down into the water. Oh, thanks. Yeah, for me, I really need to hear the why for me to understand anything. So I always try and say the why. If you guys have a question about anything, like if I'm missing something, totally, you know, blurt it out to me and I'll be like, oh, okay, I didn't think of that. Yeah, do this. Okay, so, but yeah, that's really important. So feel free to ask anything you want. And if I don't answer, ask me again. I probably just couldn't see. So I'm going to do here and then do the leaves right away because it's a pretty big jump to get back down here. So I'm going to do the stitching and the leaves, then I'll weave my way back down here. And then I think I'll throw in the last implied stitches for this branch. I'm going to just pretend he's going behind all of this. So I'm only going to stitch right here right now. So again, I think I'm just going to do a back stitch first. A couple more stitches in there. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll draw in my leaves again. That was kind of helpful for me last time, just to get a good distance. The reason I'm drawing them in is because I want like the angles of the leaves to all be similar. And if I don't draw them in, they tend to start falling on me. So I like to draw them in. All right, one last stitch here. I am happy I went with this purple though. I think it just kind of adds a little texture to the background without being super strong back there. And there's a lot of purple in the rest of the collection too, or the rest of my blocks. It's a water erasable fabric marking pen. There are all sorts of them. I'm not sure who the brand is for this one. It doesn't say, but it is a fine tip one. So some of them have a little bit of a rounder tip. This one is kind of a marker. Oh, I think the background fabric, I'm not quite sure where it is, but I've seen some other people use it. I got it in a little fat quarter bundle. I think it might be that Essex linen. And is that Robert Kaufman? I think that's what it is. That Essex linen. I think I just got it in a bundle of blue fabric, I believe. Or no, maybe I got a bundle of Essex linen. I don't know. Something like that. But it was a fat quarter bundle that I got somewhere, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, it might be Essex linen. And holy cow, I could own a ton of this. I love it. I love the texture. I would use it for everything. I really do like it a lot. All right, there. Those are our leaves. There, you can see them there. Yeah, I think it just makes it look even more 70s. Like I wasn't intending it to look like a crazy 70s room. It just kind of turned out that way. But yeah, I feel like this would totally be the wallpaper in some living room. Grass, made out of grass. You know, the kind of wallpaper that you're never taking down because it'll be impossible to steam it off. But yeah, I like all these little purple bits here. And I could do these different colors and stuff, but there's a whole lot going on in this already that I want to minimize even making more go on here by just making these colors kind of fade back nicely and stuff like that. With this light purple. What DMC number is this? I have no idea. You know, most of my floss that I use, I typically use DMC floss, but I am using floss that I may have had when I was 11 years old making friendship bracelets. So this is like the same bin of floss that I'm still using all the floss from. So I add to it and stuff, but this very well could be friendship bracelet thread. I do think it's DMC, the same feel of DMC. It's you know, it's shiny. A lot of times some of the cheaper brand things, like when you get a huge bundle of it at, you know, in a whole package at like Joann's or something for cheap, that usually doesn't have the same sheen as DMC. I mean, you can kind of see here. This one I did label. This is DMC 581. This one has no label, but if you guys can kind of see there, it has the same shine to it, which makes me think it is the same brand. So that makes me think that this is still DMC. You know, some of the more expensive floss like Cosmo threads and you know, Weeks Dye Works and all that, which is all beautiful, they'll all have slightly different sheen and shine to it, I think, overall. My sister's watching you. She's very picky on the numbers with floss. Yeah, you know what? I just actually ordered a whole pile more of these things, and I ordered more boxes because I do have a ton of floss. Actually, I have the whole Cosmo collection of floss, and that I'm going to be real sure to have the numbers. Sometimes what I do is I'll take the actual the little piece of paper that has the number on that wraps around the skein. Sometimes I'll tuck that into my floss and then wrap around that. So I always have the actual label from it still. And I think I'm going to make sure that I do that with all of the new ones that I get. But yes, I am acknowledging my not well-numbered floss bin, and I'm rectifying that. Yes, I got plastic bobbins instead too. These again are from like when I was 11 years old. I have clothespins to use. I'm thinking about that a little bit too. I know some people do that. I mean, maybe you've seen on Instagram and stuff. They'll wrap their thread around a clothespin, the kind that you push to open and close. And the reason I asked, but the reason is so they can have them all clipped to their wall, basically, and then they can just see it all, and then they can grab. My only thing with that is the travel of it all. Like I can understand if I'm in my office and I need to grab floss really often, that it'd be great to see it all out like that. And I can see if I already know what colors I want, so then I can get that all ready for travel. But a lot of times I don't know what I want. So I want my bins with me so I can pick out a bunch of colors and then put them back and all that. So I'm not quite sure that whole clothespin thing would be my jam. So I don't know. I think I'm sticking to my little, I haven't had any problem with these really, and these travel real well too. I just throw whatever colors I want into, a Ziploc, and I'm good to go this way too. So I think I have no reason to switch from that method right now. All right, here's this fern. We got him in there. So that's adding some texture back there. I kind of like it. I think it's fun. So I'm out of floss, so I'm gonna weave it into the end, and then I'll snip my away knot so I can show you that, and then we'll continue with the back stitch of this one down into the water here. She's like, a machine speaks in numbers. Yeah, that is so not me. I can do that to a certain point in the day, and then literally it's like at 3 p.m. numbers seriously just leave my brain. I mean, you've kind of noticed that sometimes when we've been working on these blocks. Oh, I'm going to lose my thread here. When we've been working on these blocks, and then I'm, trying to see, okay, what's a ½ inch on 2 inches? Oh, 2.5 inches. Like, it just goes away, and I just become a crazy person that just can't think anymore. And it's weird. It's specifically with numbers too. Like, sometimes my husband will just be talking, he'll be doing an estimate or something for a job in the evening, and he'll just be spitting out these numbers, and it literally sounds like well, not literally, but kind of sounds like the Charlie Brown teacher in my head, kind of. Is that cardboard? Is what cardboard? Is this cardboard? This is just a little piece of felt. Oh, paper bobbins and plastic bobbins. Oh yeah, so this one's plastic, which are awesome. I like the plastic ones. And then this one's just my cheap cardboard one. This one I'll throw out. Well, no, I won't. I'll just not use it as often when I'm done with that. All right, so I just snipped away that away knot that we did at the beginning. So now I got this little couple inches of floss here. Yeah, the plastic ones are awesome. Can't write on the plastic bobbins. Oh, you probably could with if you did it with a Sharpie or something, or you could put like a little piece of tape on. But like I said, I like just sticking. I don't know if I have an example of one. Let's see. Hold on a sec. Let me open up my bin here. So, oh yeah, I see one. So sometimes I'll just go like this. Sometimes I'll just throw the DMC, I mean, oh god, this is probably from a billion years ago. Usually I do a way better job of this. This could be from when I was 13 too. But a lot of times I'll just take this and lay it flat like that with the number so I can see it. And then as I'm wrapping it around, I can see the number. I mean, that's, you know, not the most elegant way of doing it, but I still have that data here, you know, when I need it. Which is not very often. I don't go by numbers all that often for my floss. I probably should start doing a little bit more of that. That's what you guys do. Well, there's always a Sharpie, and then, you know, once you run out of that floss, replace the floss, and then you can keep that same Sharpie note on there. I think I wrote on the plastic bobbin with a pen when I did mine. Yeah, I mean, they're like 2 cents or something, right? So even if you write with a Sharpie and you never use it again for that same floss, which, you know, will take you a while to use up, you know, I'm thinking... oh, yeah. I'm thinking it's not too bad if you write on it. Yeah, this guy could definitely use a sharpen, but I like him still. It is nice to have the blades lay flat when you're angled up still from that little angle. That's a nice little trick. Okay, let's grab another thread. So who's sewing the new block tomorrow? Do you guys get on it right away when it comes out? The people who are, if you're doing the Splendid Sampler? I'm excited to see what it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be fun. You totally should, Cora. I think it would be fun. And you can always ask any questions that you want and stuff. You like to wait and see what the others do? Yeah, I mean, there are some speedy Gonzaleses out there for sure who are stitching up the blocks. Oh yeah, and learn from what the other people do. Yeah, you know, since I only work on the blocks in the evening here with you guys, so you know, a whole day's gone by the time people are doing by the time people have had the blocks all day. Pick the color in the morning, cut in the afternoon. So at night, there you go. See, sometimes I'll pick the color kind of in the afternoon or morning when I see the block. But yeah, then I wait for everything else to be here with you guys. Man, sometimes it takes a little while to choose colors. It was definitely good, for me at least, to narrow down my fabrics at the beginning. You know, it mentioned having, you know, use like 30 to 35, I'm gonna have to draw this on, 30 to 35 fat quarters of fabric, and that was really helpful for me, because then I'm not choosing from my entire stash, I'm just choosing from the ones that I picked. Okay, so this one's kind of angling this way. Let's assume that it curves down a bit by the time it gets this far. I think I kind of have that drawn in already here, so let's have it curved there, and then we'll just have it continue kind of straight down to here. That's the plan. Got one done, but gonna work on them tomorrow. That's awesome. I'm having so much fun with them. I collected fabrics and then looked at others, and I never chose. Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, it really did take me a while to choose fabrics, like longer than I wanted. And you know, at some point you just have to commit. And the nice thing is that, you know, if you do find, like, let's say you get all these 5 blocks done and you're like, man, I really wish I would have put more yellow in this. There's still plenty of time to put more yellow in, because you got, you know, 95 more blocks. You don't have enough fabrics? Well, you can always start with the fabrics you have and then add to it. But yeah, some of them take a little longer for sure. I mean, I'm still on this one, but you know, I'm doing a lot of extra shenanigans to this one too. Oh, you're making Pat's block of the month too? Yeah, there's a lot of block of the months going on right now. Or just all the time in general, I suppose. This is my first sampler. I mean, I guess this isn't really a block of the month, but you know, it's my first, yeah, kind of block of the month where you just get blocks every once in a while. I've never done this before, so that I've been just kind of pretty excited about that. Am I on Instagram? Were you talking to me? I just looked up and saw that. I'm on Instagram at Penguin and Fish. I'm Penguin and Fish everywhere, and yes, definitely, I'd love to see you on Instagram. Oh, Vanessa, I think we follow each other on Instagram, don't we? Oh, everyone, yeah. I'd love to hear that too, what everyone's Instagram is. If you watch this on Catch, you can read all the comments all in one big batch. So if you leave your comment here, then when you go to catch.me, so katch.me/penguin and fish, then you guys can see everyone else's comments all in a list. And then you can see people's Instagrams from there if you guys say your tag here. And then I can too see them. I think you can. I haven't done it in a little while, so I don't know if they've updated it, but I'm pretty sure you can do that. Once you're in the video area, like if you click to watch a video, I think there's a tab at the top where you can click like video or comments or something. And if you click comments, then it does like a whole big list of every comment that was said during that scope, I believe. I'll have to check on that again, but I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Well, we're almost done with this little ferny guys. I mean, these take a while. All these little lazy daisy stitches for the leaves, and you know, I guess I'm not cruising too quickly here either. I'm taking my time, but still, we'll be here a little while yet, and we'll be stopping this one tomorrow again because we'll be doing block 5. So this might be just that block that we work on until, you know, we might have 5 other blocks done before we get this block done, but that's okay. I'm putting all my blocks in a binder. I know we've kind of talked about this, but the ones that I don't have finished yet, I'm putting in the front. So I can always see, oh yeah, these are the ones I don't have finished. So I can just kind of choose from those when it's time to work on them some more. So far, this is the only one in the unfinished category. But that could change any second. Any Thursday or Sunday, that could change. Oh, and I should let you guys know, on Sunday, for Sunday's block, we will be doing that block off-site, in theory. I am going to be skiing with my family on Sunday in Upper Michigan. So I'm gonna see what the block is in the morning before we drive up, and then I'm gonna bring supplies, and we will do that off-site after we're done eating, and I have like a nice hot chocolate or something, and I'm sleepy from skiing and driving all day on Sunday. We'll start whatever block is there, and if there's a bunch of sewing involved, oh man, I'm like, what did I do with my needle? It's right here. We'll at least choose colors and or maybe I'll bring this block along too. If we, if Sunday's block is totally going to require the sewing machine and all that, then maybe I will pick colors for it and then just bring this block up and then we can finish this. That'd be a good idea. At least it's an excuse to finish this if I don't have the sewing machine. But we'll see. Got to see what the block is too. It might be good for might be a nice block for traveling. Who knows? This would be a good block for traveling, though, that's for sure. In the UP, yes, in the UP. We're going to Ski Brule is the resort. We used to go there all the time when we were little. That's kind of where we learned to ski. And now my brother, I mean, you know, what would happen if we never did that, you know? I mean, that's his career now. He skis and grooms hills, and he travels to ski hills for work, you know, every season. And he's in winter 360 days a year. And so that's where it all started at Ski Brule there. Oh, there you go. Yes, all of those things. We will do all of those. It'd be fun to actually try snowboarding. I've only snowboarded once or twice, like a long time ago. But I know my husband always wanted to try, so maybe we'll give that a go. And just, oh man, tire ourselves out for sure. All right, I'm going to get started on this next one, but we might be cutting it close on time again. I am going to start this one here right down the middle. Actually, we are kind of choppy. I think maybe we'll just end it. We'll start fresh tomorrow. How about that? Tomorrow with a new block, actually. So here, why don't I flip you guys around? There, guys. All right. So here we are. This is how far we got tonight. So really, we only did just a little bit of this. So, you know, embroidery, it's a relaxing thing that is meant to take a little while. But yay. So here we are. We will start block number 6 tomorrow. I'm excited to see what it is. It's Thursday, new block day. And we will get going on that. And then we will pick this up whenever we pick it up again. So thanks again, guys, for being here. I will be here again on tomorrow, every day, 9:30 p.m. Central. Thanks so much, guys, for coming in. It's just so nice to read your comments and then to have you guys participate and be crafting and then all that with me too. It's awesome. I love it. So thanks again, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Good night. Good night. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop.